welcome to the Pulp Culture Podcast, your weekly dose of all things pop culture. I'm Nath.
I'm MJ.
And welcome back to another exciting episode. Before we get started, I just want to let you know that we don't look like twins anymore because I'm not wearing glasses. So I think I've worked out that you're Arnold Schwarzenegger and I'm Danny DeVito.
Okay. I was going to say you look 30 years younger.
Well, look, let's go with that because we're on episode 33, so I'll take it. All right.
All right, done.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got another really big episode. I say that every week, but it just seems to be getting more and more and more. And as the internet keeps turning, so we've got all your favorites. So unfortunately, we don't have the Moss Isley mailbag this week. I believe MJ. No, I'm sure all the Cyril appreciation fan club will be quite upset about that. I know I definitely am.
Yeah, I can see it on your face. No, it'll be back. It'll be back next week. I've just been a little bit busy to get it all set up this week, but
back better than ever.
Rest assured, he'll be back.
Right. Oh, okay. Well, anyway, look, let's kick things off. Maybe let's get into the bag. All right, MJ, I believe you got something from the bag.
I do, yeah, and I've had some feedback from listener Craig, who we've heard from before. Yeah, no, he the gist of his message is that he's been watching Daredevil Born Again, and he caught up to the part at the end where Luke Cage appears. And at my suggestion, he got onto the Luke Cage series because I thought he would like it. Listener Craig's a bit of a music aficionado, to put it very lightly, and a large aspect of the Luke Cage series, aside from all the MCU stuff, is music.
Amazing soundtrack.
Amazing soundtrack. And he was, he says, what I have loved the most is the actual musicians who play at Harlem's Paradise in Luke Cage. Sharon Jones, Charles Bradley, Gary Clark Jr., to name a few of the amazing acts. The question he's got for us is, what is our favorite musician cameo in a movie?
Oh,
and he suggests a couple, and he says his favorites that he can think of are Ray Charles in the Blues Brothers.
That is a good one.
Just the entire movie, because the Blues Brothers has a whole lot of musical cameos, but Ray Charles is definitely a highlight.
Yep.
He also suggests Alice Cooper in Wayne's World.
That's hilarious. Yep.
Yeah. So, any thoughts off the top of your head, Nath?
Flea from the Red Hot Chili Peppers in Back to the Future.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
He was great in that. You also had, if I remember rightly, it was David Bowie in Zoolander.
Correct.
He popped up.
Yep.
What about you, MJ?
I've got a couple. I did a bit of a search on the internet just to see what the internet was like.
Did I have any of those ones that you had there?
You did, yeah. David Bowie is definitely on this list.
Good to know.
Some of the other ones that the interwebs threw up at me is Billy Idol in The Wedding Singer, which I have to say is an amazing cameo.
Yes.
Yep. He did a really sensational job in that. Dave Grohl in Tenacious D in The Pick of Destiny. Dave Grohl. Right. Dave Grohl and Tenacious D sort of go hand in hand. So there's definitely no surprise there. But it was a good cameo.
Yeah.
Other ones they've got on the list is Jack White in Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
I remember that. Yep.
And
that was
possibly
kind of that was a send-up film, wasn't it?
It was, yeah. He was doing I think I've seen it once, but he was doing a bit of an impersonation of Elvis Presley in that one, Jack White,
Right.
which no doubt went down well.
Yeah.
This one's my personal favorite though, and this is one that occurred to me. Huey Lewis in Back to the Future.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, Huey Lewis is one of my favorite musicians from the 80s. I love Huey Lewis and the News. And although it was short, I really liked his cameo in Back to the Future as the one of the judges of the school dance auditions.
I'm sorry, but you're just too darn loud.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I thought it was a really good question from listener Craig. Really appreciated that, and I like the MCU link. And yeah, I just would like listeners, if they've got any other suggestions, because I'm sure there's more. Like, there's definitely been plenty of musicians that have starred in movies. I'm thinking, Madonna and Dick Tracy.
Yes.
What else have we got? Because there's certainly plenty of musicians turned actors. Whitney Houston in The Bodyguard.
David Bowie in Labyrinth.
Yeah, but I think the spirit of this question is more just sort of little cameos.
Right. I was going to say Michael Jackson Moonwalker.
Yeah, but even if we open it up, I'd love to hear what people what their favorite appearances by musicians in movies are, whether it's as a starring role or anything else. Because I think it's a really fun way to tie in a couple of different genres of pop culture.
We'll definitely post it on our socials, and we'd love your feedback. You can hit us up on all our socials under Pop Culture Pod. And we're also on YouTube, so feel free to leave a comment if you're watching this on YouTube as well.
For better or worse, we are on YouTube.
Oh, I don't know if it's for worse. I think it's for good. We're using this for good, not for evil. So
that's true.
It's very nice. Very nice. Very evil. Is
very evil. Yes. Yeah. You knew that was coming.
But maybe what we should do is let's get into. Should we move on to maybe the zest?
Let's do that.
Okay. All right.
Couple of trailers this week.
Yes.
I'm hoping that you might have some more. Again, I've had a very busy week, so my notes are a little bit lacking. But I think the biggest one we had this week, I don't think we talked about this last week, was Spider-Man Brand New Day.
No, this came out the day after, or the day that this our last show went to air.
I think I just got a little bit confused because there's been so much buzz about it. Like, there's been so much conversation on Instagram and other places about this movie. Everybody's really excited for it, which is not at all surprising. Yeah,
well, it's on track. It's on track to do, I think it's like 140 million US in its first weekend. So it could potentially be a $1 billion film. So
it got a lot going for it, that's for sure. Some amazing stars and lots of.
We've got Tom Holland and Zendaya, Jacob Batalon, Sadie Sink, John Bernthal, Mark Ruffalo. So we've got a fairly good, and we've got a really good idea of what this film is going to be about too, which is good.
I'm not so sure. I just have a feeling that there's going to be a lot involved in it that we're not privy to yet. I think we're meant to feel like we know where it's going, but I'm not so sure that we should be so certain.
No. I think that we're going to get a lot of surprise and delight moments, but I think we have an understanding of where Peter is and what's going on in his life and what's leading up to obviously something really big. The interesting thing that I did hear this week is that Sadie Sink has been booked to appear in Secret Wars. So Avengers Secret Wars.
So
So
that's the follow up to Doomsday.
that's the follow up to Doomsday. So I mean, she could very well be in Doomsday as well, but there's nothing there. But she's definitely credited to be in Secret Wars.
Okay.
So that kind of tips the scale with the prediction that it's possibly going to be Jean Grey.
Yeah.
But I mean, who knows at this stage? They've done a very good job. I think this is probably the best kept secret in cinema since Luke, I'm Your Father. Really?
Why do you think that it necessarily suggests that she might be Jean Grey, the link with Secret Wars? What do you know about the Secret Wars storyline that I perhaps don't?
Well, I mean, X-Men obviously play a really key part in Secret Wars.
Okay.
And there is Spider-Man does play a really key role as well. He pretty much leads that Secret Wars.
Yeah.
I think the thing is that, I mean, unless she's some type of really massive villain that I'm not aware of, it's all roads point towards being Jean Grey. So, okay. I mean, it's only speculation, of course, but look, if she is, it's setting us up for a new X-Men. Because we believe that there's going to be a bit of a change of guard with younger X-Men involved, coming into Doomsday, towards the end of Doomsday, and then into Secret Wars.
Yeah,
because after Secret Wars, I think it's X-Men on their own and a film, and then moving into Avengers versus X-Men, which is interesting.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
crazy how much stuff we've got to look forward to if that's the case.
Yeah, 100%. And so much looking forward to it as well. But look, it's definitely one of those films that's got everybody buzzing, and I think it's exciting that we're getting another film with Tom Holland in it. He's raving about how this is probably his most favorite out of the three. So, and that says a lot for an actor to, be sort of saying that. But look, we'll have to wait and see. We're not too far away. It's in July, so get excited.
Yeah, and between then and now, we've got X-Men 97 coming back too.
We're just so spoiled for choice. I love it.
Yeah. No reason to be bored.
What other trailers you got?
The only other one that I've got written down is a totally left turn from Spider-Man Brand New Day, but I saw the trailer for Hexed, which is a new Disney animation movie that's coming out Thanksgiving, so November that is. It stars Haley Steinfeld and Rashida Jones as a mother-daughter pairing. The daughter, played by Haley Steinfeld's discovering that she's got witch powers, which opens her up to a whole new world of excuse the Disney pun, but a whole new world of witchcraft, magic, and different creatures. And it looks like fun. It also has voices by, I think, Stephen Fry, and who else did I have written down here? Oh, Tracy Ullman as well. So yeah, really fun cast. I just think it looks like fun. It's something to look forward to for later in the year. Yeah,
definitely. I did see the trailer for this as well. I think the animation looks great, and I'm interested about the story. It seems like it's really good timing around sort of the back end of K-pop Demon Hunters. With that sort of mystical magic sort of that's happening right now. So I think that's probably a good time to release something. Do you know if this is coming to theaters or is this going to streaming?
As far as I know, theaters, but I'm not
okay.
Not 100% certain about that. But I'd say with Disney's recent track record, most of their movies seem to be going to theaters and then onto Disney Plus.
Yeah, right. Okay. Well, I mean, look, it's definitely another. Let's see if it's if it's a swing and a miss or a swing and a hit for Disney. But it looks fun.
At the moment, it just looks like a bit of fun. I'm a big Haley Steinfeld fan. I think she's great. She's done some great, voiceover stuff in the past with Gwen Stacy, Spider Gwen in the Spider-Verse. Have you had any other trailers this week?
Yeah, I've got a couple on my list that sort of came into one that had just come out when the last show came out, which was Shrek 5. We got the teaser trailer for Shrek 5.
I saw you were excited about this.
Yeah, so this seems a lot of fun. We've now got Shrek. Looks like they've done a very good job of filling in the gaps for the years where we've got Shrek with now teenage children, and they're on another big adventure. Donkey in the trailer, if you haven't seen it, Donkey's super excited about going on another adventure, and Shrek's really trying to keep him at bay from getting so excited about it. But again, we've got a big cast. We've got Mike Myers, we've got Eddie Murphy, we've got Cameron Diaz, Zendaya's in it. Skylar Gizondo, is that how you pronounce his name? And Marcelo Hernandez. And I think that Zendaya, Skylar, and Marcelo are all playing the three teenage children. So that's really exciting to have this big cast. Did you see the trailer at all?
I didn't know. I saw that you were hyping it up, but I haven't actually seen it
yet. Yeah, look, it's there's a great callback to another 48 Hours with Eddie Murphy. So and when you see that, you'll totally understand exactly what I'm talking about. But there's a couple of really cheeky references to Disney as well, which I thought was great in this season.
Has to be done.
Yeah, absolutely. So, but if you haven't watched it yet, do yourself a favor, jump on and check out the trailer for that one. The other one that I thought was worthy of mentioning is Clara and the Sun. So this is a new film from Taika Waititi. Sorry, Taika. He listens and watches the show, so apologies for that. You landed
it eventually, but the plane
eventually it was a very bumpy ride, but I eventually landed the plane. So this is a really interesting one. This is sort of set in a future. It's sort of a dystopian type future where we have it's really unusual. I mean, it's in typical sort of Taika fashion. It's based on a novel of 2021, very, very popular novel. I'd never heard of it, but it's there's a young girl in it who I think it's Maya Tharia, I think her name is. She convinces her mum, who is Amy Adams, to purchase a artificial friend, and the artificial friend is like a sort of synthetic robot, who's played by Jenna Ortega. Yeah, that's right, Jenna Ortega. But this sort of artificial robot's a little bit malfunctioned and starts to have human emotions, and sort of like I said, it's wacky and zany and very much up Taika's sort of avenue. He both writes and directs this, which is great. But it's also got Natasha Lyonne in it and Steve Buscemi as well. So good cast. Jenna Ortega, I think, is really trying to make different choices about the roles that she's taking. doing a lot of different things and not pigeonholing herself into one particular stereotype of character that she's going to play.
Reminds me of the choices that Winona Ryder used to make back in the day.
Yeah, that's a really good. That I would agree with that. And then sort of once they're sort of in that comfort zone, then they sort of stick to that. But yeah, I'm interested to see her in this. This is sort of the opposite scale of her character in Wednesday. So lots of smiles and very vibrant and active and no personal space and all the rest of it. So this is like I said, it's an interesting film from the trailer. But again, do yourself a favor, check it out. It's Clara and the Sun. So yeah.
Great cast and a great filmmaker. So I'm sure it'll be a good time.
Yeah, but those are it for trailers for me. What about yourself?
No, that's about it for trailer news for me this week.
Yeah. What other news do you have that you saw this week?
Well, I've got most of what I've got some more comics news.
Okay.
Yeah, like the big news for me this week, as a Legion of Superheroes fan, is that the Legion of Superheroes are going to be returning to comics.
Well, again, DC have heard us. This is the second time this has happened, hasn't it? So
yeah, it's true.
They're definitely watching the show and listening, and this is great news. I bet you're very excited about that.
Yeah, I am. I'm really excited. We'd heard they've got 3 team titles coming out in the next few months.
Right.
We'd heard about Teen Titans. We knew that was coming. It's going to be a Teen Titans team led by Jason Todd, aka Red Hood. But we're also getting
such an odd one, right? This is I don't know if I'd be happy with him being the mentor for the new roster.
As a Titans fan, I'm very eager to see how it all works and what the new roster's like. I know some of the characters, but not others. As is often the way with a brand new Teen Titans start. But I'm of course willing to give it a go. I love Red Hood as a character, so I'll definitely give that a bash. But I'm excited because it's got illustrations by Daniela De Nicolo, who we most recently saw doing Court, Tom Taylor's series, The Children of the Round Table.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm excited for that one, but I'm also excited for the other titles that they're releasing. Obviously, Legion of Superheroes has been getting all the headlines. Hayden Sherman is an amazing artist that's been doing spectacular work on Absolute Wonder Woman, and also Batman Dark Patterns. They're a fantastic addition to the Legion lineup. Joshua Williamson's been killing it with his writing on multiple titles, from the Energon universe to Superman to other DC stuff. And yeah, the other title that's coming out is Doom Patrol, which I'm excited about as well.
And they're for hire now, I believe. So
I haven't heard much about that one. I've only seen some of the artwork for a couple of the covers, and I like what I've seen so far. So I'll give all 3 of those a go. Yeah,
well, from what I read just today, it was that they're for hire, so a little bit like Heroes for Hire. So that's an interesting take on the Doom Patrol.
I can see that as a fit for the Doom Patrol.
Yeah, it's a bit of fun. And just taking them in a new direction, right? So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Any other comic news that you had?
Yeah, the other news was that I think we've talked about Marvel's Midnight titles that are coming out. They're sort of the dark horror inspired titles: X-Men, Spider-Man, and Fantastic Four. I was interested to hear that they're all being released on the same day later this year, and they're the only Marvel titles being released that week.
Yes.
So Marvel's clearing their whole slate and just releasing these 3 midnight titles, which I think is a really bold and interesting move. I think it's a really good way it's a really good way to get everybody talking about them at the same time. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. I think that'll be a really, really fun day where hopefully everybody's reading those titles together.
Yeah, totally agree. I did read a little bit of a synopsis about the Fantastic Four book, and it sounds a little bit off the wall. We got a very basic graphic of maybe what they're going to look like. So it's definitely more. I think, especially with the Fantastic Four, it's going to be more body horror with Mr. Fantastic and the Thing, and also Johnny. But it'll be interesting to see what that take is, and hopefully it stands alone and doesn't stay in the shadow of DC's Absolute, because obviously right now that's being compared heavily with the Absolute, and that's what it's being referred to, right? It's Marvel's Absolute version. I
think I have to admit I'm skeptical about whether it's going to do well. Like, I don't think anyone can expect that it's going to do as well as the Absolute stuff, but it does have its own. It does seem to have its own tone. I mean, the Absolute stuff is not. It's not. They're not horror books. You know, there's a bit of slasher horror in recent times with Green Arrow and that sort of thing. But I mean, the whole theme of the Absolute books, I guess, is edge and making different choices storytelling wise with those characters, whereas this seems more like a horror take. I'll definitely read them all. I'm looking forward to seeing what they do with them. I'm hoping that it captivates me, but I have to admit I'm a little bit skeptical about this, but I like what they're doing with releasing them all on the same day. I think that's fun. So
and like you say, it's a bold move, right? Taking all their other books off the schedule and just releasing 3. Regardless, let's I would say that the blind bags are going to be popular for these ones, that's for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
For sure. For me, I've got a little bit of news. We'll probably have more news about this in next week's episode. And we have been leading up to this. We have been talking about the animation International Animation Film Festival, Annecy, which has just started, and so we're starting to get a little bit of news creeping in now, and I would say we'll probably get some footage later in the week. But for now, I've got a little bit of news that's coming out animation-wise. Warner Brothers are officially rebooting Thundercats, the Thundercats series, with a new movie. So I'm guessing that'll be a streaming movie. There's no details yet on how far in development they are or anything like that, but it was announced as part of their lineup for Annecy. Along with that, there is also a Powerpuff Girls movie, which is officially in the works at Warner Brothers as well. So they're really dipping into to their properties now and doing some stuff with that, which is really, really exciting. I mean, for me, I'm really pumped about Thundercats. We had a sort of a mid 2000s reboot, which was amazing, and the art was done by all the character design was done by Dan Norton, which was awesome. And it's a shame that it didn't get picked up for a second season, because it was a really great series. But again, if the toys aren't selling, then the cartoon doesn't get made, unfortunately. Other news that has come out of Annecy so far is that we're getting a a Secret Life of Pets #3, and we're also getting Sing #3. So Matthew McConaughey, who was the lead in Sing, we're getting a third rendition of that,
Okay.
and so looking forward to seeing what that looks like. Another one that was kind of piqued my interest a little bit is that Keanu Reeves is the star in a live action / CGI hybrid Lego movie. That's sort of come out of Annecy as well, and there's no real sort of information other than that Toy Story 4 and Transformers 1 director Josh Cooley is attached to that one. So I'm interested to see what that actually looks like.
Definitely.
And what role he's playing in that one.
That
probably,
sounds fascinating.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm really interested to see what that kind of looks like. I mean, the Lego movie, we have seen, the cross between CGI and live action, with the likes of having Will Ferrell and his kids and, that type of thing. So I can imagine we're going to get something along those lines, or will it be something a little bit different? Probably the most exciting news that's come out of Annecy so far is that we're getting a Lucky Luke film. And for those of you who have listened to the show in the past, I'm a massive fan of Lucky Luke and the recent works by Matteo, and so I'm really excited about this. This is called Lucky Luke Rides Again, and it's a 3D animated feature. It looks like it's going to be pretty cool. I've seen one. Oh no, actually, it's not Rides Again. It's Lucky Luke in Welcome to Fanga Town. That's what it's called. Sorry. Where they're production, they're in the second half of production at the moment, and their release is planned for 2029. So it's still got a long way to go before it's completed. But look, it looks like just the still that I saw looks fun and very much in the heart of what you would expect from a Lucky Luke sort of feature.
Yeah, well, I haven't read any of the Lucky Luke books. I intend to, based on yours and some other feedback that I've had. But the still image that they released did look great. So I think that'll be exciting.
Yeah, I think so too. In more news, talking about reboots, the RoboCop reboot is finally happening. So we mentioned it a couple of weeks ago on the show, but I have a little bit more information. So Amazon MGM are producing this show, and that James Wan, who's a horror master, is he's going to be directing key episodes. Filming kicks off next January, and the show will feature a new cybernetic officer named Mark Kyle, who is mentored by the original Alex Murphy. So this is kind of a changing of the guard series by the sounds of it. But look, I'm just grateful that we're getting another RoboCop series. So I think that will be that'll be a lot of fun. So
yeah, I'm excited for that too. I really enjoyed the original RoboCop movies, and I actually really enjoyed the reboot film that was made as well.
Yeah, agreed.
I thought it was a really stylish and great fun. So yeah, more RoboCop, bring it on.
Yeah, agreed. In further news, and Dungeon Crawler Carl fans will be pleased to hear that there is a TV series coming. It's being produced by Seth MacFarlane. So I can imagine that that's going to be pretty off the wall and a little bit crazy. I don't know if we'll get anything now. We'll probably see something coming up at San Diego Comic-Con, which is quite a number of weeks away. But I think we'll see some more information about who's attached to that, maybe some stills of what that's going to look like, etc. But that's kind of been a bit of a phenomenon for the book and the property. And Levi Kleeman, who we spoke to on Pop Culture Plus, he massive Dungeon Crawler fan and Carl fan, and he has been doing some official artwork for them. This is a really it's good that they're jumping on the property really quickly while it's popular. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that looks like for fans. We were talking about Star Trek and how we think that it's probably going to go away for a little while. But it's looking like a sequel has been confirmed at this stage. It's actually going to be happening as a comic, but this is going to be a sequel to Picard, which will be following the adventures of Seven of Nine. So this is a follow-up series in comic form for Seven of Nine from the end of the Picard series. So that's pretty cool.
We'll still be waiting for more news on where it's going to come back to live action TV or movies.
Yeah, it really is an interesting one, and it's a bit like Doctor Who. Unfortunately, they don't really know what to do or how to do it well, and so I would rather it be on hiatus and then come back and do it well than to continue it on the path, and not do it right. So
I don't mind them taking a break, but just not for too long.
Yeah, not for too long anyway. It was I got brought this to my attention from friends of the show, the Reluctant Adult podcast. But there's been a San Diego Comic-Con exclusive for Mattel, and we'll post it on our social so you can have a look. They're releasing a Rock and Wrestling. So for those of you who may not know, Rock and Wrestling was a cartoon back in the 80s, and it had all the WWF wrestlers. I mean, they are WWE now, but at the time they were WWF. And this is going to feature, which is really, really interesting choice. They're having Cyndi Lauper, Captain Lou Albano, and Roddy Piper as the three exclusive figures that Mattel, and that's getting a huge amount of buzz for San Diego Comic-Con. For those that might not know, there was a time when they were really trying to raise the profile of wrestling, and so they were sort of mixing the wrestling with pop music, and they got Captain Lou Albano was a wrestler, and they got Cyndi Lauper to be his manager. And this was at the same height of Cyndi Lauper when she had just done Girls Just Want to Have Fun and was moving into doing the theme song for Goonies, which he actually featured in both of those as the father. So
great music video for the Goonies.
Yeah, absolutely. And iconic track with Girls Just Want to Have Fun. So look, this is very left of center. It's really nice to see that Marvel Creations have done something with this. We'll, like I said, we'll post it on our socials so you can have a look at it. And you can follow along with us on our socials under Pulp Culture Pod. At any time, feel free to chime in and let us know, your thoughts on anything that we're sort of talking about now, or anything that's actually coming up. Look, there
Talk
is
to us.
still,
We need attention.
yeah. Sure. Okay. No worries. The only other thing that I is worth of mentioning, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to talk more about, maybe seeing some imagery, which is the Batman Nightfall series, which is coming out starting later on this year. It's a 4-part movie series that features a fairly prolific storyline for Batman, and I believe that the rating, it will be a USR rating, so that's an M15 plus for Australia. So obviously that sounds to me like it's going to be ultra violent. So I'm really looking forward to that. They're not going to muck around here, so which is fantastic.
Well, some of the Batman animations done that in the past, and I guess off the back of something like Invincible, that's probably not a bad way to go. Especially for a story like Nightfall, where so much brutal stuff happens, and it's a real game changing storyline. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah. The last thing that I wanted to mention in the news is that and I'm really excited about this. I'm a big Studio Ghibli fan. I know that you've enjoyed Studio Ghibli as well. But the BBC Studios is developing, and I think that this is coming off the back of the popularity of the likes of live action Avatar: The Last Airbender and also One Piece. But BBC Studios is developing a 10-episode live action TV series adaptation of Kiki's Delivery Service. So each episode will be about 30 minutes. And at 10 episodes, I think this is so exciting. It's in my top 3 Studio Ghibli films, and so I'm really excited to see what they're going to do and how they're going to do it. It's amazing.
It's a gap in my repertoire, that one. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's super cute. It's about a young girl who's a witch, and this is kind of a bit of a theme tonight, talking about witches. She's a young witch, and part of her journey to become a witch, she's obviously a good witch. She has to move from home and live on her own for a period of time. And so she moves to a neighboring town, a seaside town, and gets a job. And she starts her own business, so to speak, as being a delivery service. And so she flies around on her broom with her cat, who's very opinionated, and delivers to the townspeople, and in true Studio Ghibli fashion, has some really amazing adventures with amazing animation and backgrounds.
Sounds great. I've definitely seen clips and that sort of thing. I'm familiar with the film, but I'll have to add it again to my long list.
Oh, definitely. It's worth a watch. That's for sure. Tell us, what have you? What's your favorite Studio Ghibli film? We'd love to know about it on our socials under Pop Culture Pod. Which one? I mean, which are the ones that you've seen? Which is your favorite?
My favorite's probably Princess Mononoke.
Yeah, yep, that's a great one too.
Probably followed by Howl's Moving Castle.
Yeah, it's hard for me. I have a really soft spot for Porco Rosso, which I love. I find that a real good comfort film to watch. And it's hard because I've then got Spirited Away and then Howl's Moving Castle. And so, yeah, it's really difficult to sort of, it's like asking to choose who's your favorite child.
Spirited Away is amazing too. Yeah, that one had momentarily slipped my mind, but yeah, amazing.
But I sort of keep those on the same level as Howl's Moving Castle and Spirited Away are very, very much of the same sort of caliber.
Well, you know what they say about Ghibli films is one of the good things that you don't have to choose between them like you do with your children.
Well, yeah. Anyway,
unlike your kids, you can have more than one favorite.
Well, this is true. This is absolutely true. But tell us what's your favorite Studio Ghibli film and why? We'd love to know about it. Before we get into anything else, I think it's time for your favorite show. I know it's definitely my favorite show, which is The Weird Files.
Let's get it over with.
Oh, come on. Well, you know what? I thought that I would save you the brain cells of actually having to choose this week.
So you're going to force one on me.
So I'm going to force one on you, but I think you'll enjoy this one. I think I really do believe that you'll enjoy this one.
I think there's a slim chance that is accurate.
Well, I know you like museums, right? I know you like to visit a museum. I know you like to visit an art museum. And
you belong in a museum.
I almost thought you were going to say a zoo, but that's fine. I have kept the two from last week, but I've chosen one in particular. And I'm going with Fake Museum Guide. So here we go. Unfortunately, we're not set in Florida this week. We are set in another location, which is Boston.
Does Florida have museums?
I probably gator museums. That's probably what it is. But
look, I feel bad. I shouldn't, but I do feel bad about that one. I apologize, Florida. I know you've got museums.
I think this one's in Boston. Here we go. So a Boston man
was terrible.
What's that? Well, I'm not going to keep using the accent. I'm just going to leave it at that.
Just try one more time. Try and say Boston one more time.
Boston.
That's still bad.
Yeah, okay. A Boston man was arrested after allegedly spending 3 weekends posing as a museum tour guide and confidently making up elaborate stories for unsuspecting visitors. Authorities say that the man purchased a lanyard online, wore a dark sweater, and simply began leading groups through the museum whenever actual tour guides were occupied. According to investigators, visitors never questioned him because he spoke with what one guest described him as aggressively educational confidence. Okay, speak with confidence and everyone will believe you. Among the stories the man allegedly invented was a 17th century portrait was supposedly the first known selfie. One landscape painting was said to commemorate a squirrel uprising. A royal family portrait allegedly depicting the inventors of brunch. An oil painting of a horse was described as Europe's first celebrity influencer. The museum staff became suspicious after guests repeatedly asked where they could learn more about the Great Croissant Rebellion of 1682.
Do we know whether he got a prison sentence for this or?
Well, I'll keep going. When confronted, the man reportedly admitted that he wasn't employed by the museum, but argued his tours were far more entertaining than the real ones.
No doubt.
Police escorted him out after he allegedly attempted to begin a lecture titled "The Secret Government of Historical Ducks." Several guests later demanded refunds when they discovered none of it was true, while there were others that asked when his next tour would be.
I want to know when he's starting a podcast.
That's fantastic. Like I said, you like museums. I know you go to museums, and I think this is a lot of fun. I thought you'd enjoy this one.
No, I do like that one. I really hope that in sentencing him, the judge sentenced him to run a high school improv group or something like that, because he's obviously got a lot. He's got a lot of skill there, and he's got a lot to give. Yeah,
he just yells out, "No, you're out of order." So,
I love it. Okay, that's a good one. All right, that's won me over this week.
Yeah, well, look, if you haven't learned anything from this particular Weird Files, is this: if your aggressively educational confidence is there, then you'll get everywhere in life. Okay,
it works in museums just like it works in politics.
Everyone will believe you. Everyone will believe you.
Yeah. So the evidence is there.
So yeah, that's it for the Weird Files. But we hope you've enjoyed that one. If you have a Weird Files, definitely hit us up on the socials under Pulp Culture Pod. I'd love to read out any ones that you find for me. And that also goes for you, MJ. I mean, feel free to just if you want to find one and give me one. I'm happy to read out one of yours. It's not just me, carrying the load. That's for sure.
Acknowledged.
Yeah. Okay. No worries. Shall we open up the tomb?
Yes, we should.
All right. Well, it's been a few weeks since we've last spoken about the tomb, and we're at the moment, while it's a bit of a lull with news, while they're in pre-production for The Mummy 4, we're revisiting, or you are. I'm revisiting the Mummy the animated series.
Yes,
which was done in the late 90s, I think it was.
Late 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah, early 2000s.
It was early 2000s because it was around about the time of The Mummy Returns.
Oh, that's right. It was too. You are.
I think it was like 2002.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
So we're looking at episode 3. Is that correct?
We are. Episode 3. It's called Against the Elements.
Against the Elements. Yes.
Yeah. It was a really good episode. Introduced some new characters. None of them human.
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't it funny how, because they were looking for the scrolls. It was a diary. Was it Diary of Alexander the Great?
Yeah, something like that.
And they just happened to be looking there at the same time. Imhotep just happened to be there looking for the same thing.
Yeah.
So I love how it's a situational event each episode, that one of them just is there doing something, and then the other one just happens to turn up at the same time.
Yeah.
So which is always fun.
If they just join forces and work towards the same end, they'd have a much more harmonious and relaxing time.
Well, it'll be a lot shorter, the series, right?
Well, or possibly less. I'm not sure. It was a good episode. I liked that we got to meet. I've forgotten his name. Their son. What's his name? Alex. We got to meet Alex's new pet, the pet mongoose that he calls Tut.
Yep.
And we got a whole lot of different new enemies as well. We got water dragons, wind demons. Do you remember the wind demon?
Wind demons, yeah.
There's some pretty amazing animation happening there with that wind demon.
Well, yeah, they were on cutting edge technology there.
Yeah, for those who haven't seen it, the Wind Demon looks a little bit like a really bad drawing of a tornado with a face.
That reminds me of Cyril in Mos Eisley Mailbag.
All right, okay. We're trying to give Cyril a bit of a break. He's had a rough few weeks. But we also had. I thought the fire dogs were cool.
Yes, they were awesome.
They were awesome, although I wasn't quite sure about all of the physics with the fire dogs. They seem to be made of fire, but also sort of solid. They could be impacted by like thrown rocks or something. And we also got the introduction of the character Ardith Bay, who is played in the movies by Oded Fair.
Yes.
So
we saw him in the first one very, very briefly. Very
briefly. But he played a much more significant role in this one.
Yes, he did.
Really got his hero on.
Yeah, he did.
So yeah, no, I enjoyed
and
that.
we will see more of him now that he played a more feature in episode 3, which is
all right.
Great.
Spoilers.
Oh, sorry about that.
No, I kind of figured that would probably be the case, but still.
Ruined it for everybody.
You ruined it for everybody.
Yeah.
Well, for me anyway. So that's our review of episode 3, Against the Elements. Some cool new monsters, a fun new sidekick pet. That's the end of my review. Unless you've got anything else to add.
No, I think that's everything for me. Why don't we take a break, and we'll be back after this very short commercial.
Let's do that.
I got claws. I can use them.
Who said that?
Mutants must rule.
Did he say that?
Optic blast fire.
They all said that. They all talk.
Introducing Marvel Talking Superheroes and X-Men.
This is mine.
You make sounds, too.
3 separate voice sound activators let you control what they say.
Die, Spider-Man.
And do.
I want to eat your brain. Spider sense tingling.
Marvel Talking Superheroes and X-Men. Each sold separately from Toy Biz.
And there you go. From Toy
How have
Biz.
I never seen those before?
Aren't they amazing?
I want one of each.
I'm sure you can pick them up for a pretty penny.
I'll have to get along to the toy fair at the showgrounds in August.
Yes, absolutely. The DFM Toy Fair, that'll be very, very exciting event. But we'll talk more about that in the shout for sure. Let's get into the aisle, shall we?
Let's do that.
All right. What have you been
reading?
What have I been reading? Oh,
yes.
I've actually read heaps. So for those that are watching the show, I had eye surgery last week, and I now can see without glasses, which is amazing. And so I've taken full advantage of that.
And we get to see more of your face, which is
really
great.
I'm so sorry, everyone.
Yeah.
So I've had that, and it's amazing. So I've taken full advantage of that, and I've been reading heaps and heaps and heaps. So what I have been reading this week is I'm just going to pull up a couple of visuals for those that are watching. For those that are listening in, you'll just have to listen to my dulcet tones. But this week I've been reading the Green Arrow number 2. And
absolute Green Arrow.
Absolute Green Arrow number 2. So which has been a lot of fun. I'm covering your face there, MJ. So you'll just have to.
I noticed that
to dodge around that. How convenient. But I'll work out how we can put that between us. going forward as I produce.
Forever learning here at the podcast.
Absolutely, yeah, forever learning. So this is done by Paul Jacques-Pinochet and Raphael Albuquerque, and Dinah is investigating one of the suspects on her list of DC archers. And it's just as messed up as the first issue, I would say. And totally. Leads us to no real clear conclusion by the end of it at all.
Just the way we like it.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a really interesting removal of character in this particular issue, which was a bit of a surprise. But again, I'm not expecting it. I think that everybody's fair game except for Dinah at this stage on in the Absolute Green Arrow book.
Yeah, totally. Did you like the sleight of hand that they did in the first few pages?
Yeah.
I thought that was great. They had me for a second, and then I shook my fist in the air and said, "Darn it, you tricked me there." But
you love a good dream sequence, right?
It was great. Yeah, I mean, part of me knew that was what it was, but at the same time, they're such good storytellers. They had me running for a minute there, but and I'm really enjoying Absolute Green Arrow, and I kind of don't want to know who it is right till the very end. I love the sense of mystery, and I love not knowing. It's a blissful ignorance in this case.
Yeah, 100%. So that's one of the ones that I've been reading. Again, reading a lot this week. One of the other ones that I've read this week is Transformers number 33. Have you read this one yet, MJ?
I have.
Yeah. Okay. So this is a really interesting one. It's written by Robert Kirkman, as always. But I do have a concern that we've got two artists on this issue, where we've got Mike Spicer and Jason Howard. Both are really good artists. So I'm not too sure what's going on here. Whether this is a handover to future issues where we're going to have one of them. Mike Spice has been doing a lot of the coloring, so it's good to see him sitting in the artist chair. But I always worry when we've got two artists, especially on such a big book. This one in particular is it's still very, very rosy and very, very nice at the moment on Earth, with the new team of Autobots who remain on Earth under Optimus's leadership. The good thing is that we also saw Wheeljack has started an investigation into one of the Cybertronian shards, which is in the Pacific Ocean. And we got a really big reveal at the end, which I was really excited about. What's your thoughts on this book?
I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed sort of revisiting with the Autobots, or the former Autobots that are left on Earth. I have to confess, I didn't realize that there were two different artists in play there, and so maybe that's just maybe that's just me not knowing those artists and their various quirks so well as you do. But I didn't even notice. It seemed pretty seamless to me.
Yeah. I mean, look, it wasn't jarring. Like, sometimes when we get two very competing, and I definitely noticed the difference here. You probably, if you go back and you have a look at the book, you'll probably see where we feature the Decepticons. You'll notice there's a different artist because there's a style there. But because we've had that style feature quite prominently throughout the book, it's probably why you didn't notice the difference. Like I said, everything is everything's through rose-colored glasses with the Autobots on Earth at the moment. I think we're leading up to a big issue 35. I think 34 will probably have a revisit with the Decepticons, and then 35 will probably see something major. Just being that anniversary issue, right?
Yeah, I suspect you're right, and I hope you are too. I think that sounds good.
Yeah. Look, it's a massive lead up, and I think that they're doing a great job. With the book, Kirkman he's just a powerhouse of a writer, and so loyal to the brand, but just bringing a new flavor. And I think it's always fun to read.
It's definitely interesting talking with other Transformers fans during the last couple of weeks. There's plenty of people that feel the same way that you do about the recent storyline changes. But there's also those that feel a bit like I do and are excited by the shakeup and seeing where it goes. But it is interesting how the current storyline kind of has divided fans, I think, in a similar way to the way that the Autobots have been divided in the comic, which I think is really interesting. There's factions amongst the readership that mirror the factions in the story, and I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, look, I agree with you. I mean, I think after our conversation that we had originally a couple of episodes ago, I've just sort of come to the realization that it was my 1980s Transformers when it first started, but it's now my 2026 Transformers now, right? We've moved from the 80s into the modern era, and everything is on the table. There's nothing that's off the table when it comes to storyline now, and we've just got to trust that what that process looks like and what's going to happen going forward. So.
It is. I mean, we've all got our things that we sort of like. We've all got our ways that we like our toys to be in place.
Yeah.
Another conversation I was having in the comic shop earlier this week was about Matt Fraction's Batman.
Yeah.
And not just Matt Fraction's Batman, but basically all Batman since Tom King, and since the big twist with Tom King was Alfred's death.
Yeah.
And I was talking to them about how it doesn't really sit well with me that Arkham Asylum kind of doesn't exist in the comics now. We've got Arkham Tower.
Yeah.
It doesn't super sit well with me that Wayne Manor is no more, and Bruce and the Batcave, and none of that's I love that. Like on one level, I love the fact that they've shaken things up, but at the same time, you kind of like to have certain ones of your toys in place. When you play with these things. So I totally get it. But I think it's also kind of a good thing, and I always need to remind myself, particularly with that Batman example, I can always go back to plenty of stories, not just in comics, but in animation and movies and other stuff, where all of those things are in the places that I feel comfortable with them being. And so I don't think there's any harm in shaking things up, because you can always go back to the other stuff. But I just think it's interesting with Transformers in particular at the moment. I like the juxtaposition, or the comparison between the story and how it's positioned the readers. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, no, totally agree with you. The last one on my list is Ben 10 number 2, and as we've spoken about in previous episodes, I'm actually reading this as a digital version. This is coming to me via the Comixology as well as a VPN. So I'm reading it straight from the US. So that's how I'm able to access it. Just a point of reference. I heard that Ben 10 number 2 is completely sold out. It's actually sold twice as much as the first issue has now in the US. So I think it was like 82,000 copies were sold for the first issue, and I believe it's 165,000 or something or other for the second issue. So
imagine how many they'd be selling
more
if they
they
were
would
selling
sell
outside of their own
worldwide,
house.
right? Over this silly nonsense that we mentioned way back in, I think it was maybe episode 29 or 30. Definitely go back and have a listen to that if you're interested to know what all the fuss is about.
And stay tuned to this episode because we'll be talking a bit more about it later too.
Yeah, absolutely. With regards to Ben 10 issue 2, this is coming out from Dynamite Comics. This is probably their biggest property right now. It's written by Joe Casey, who's part of Man of Action, who created the Ben 10 series. And it's and the artwork's done by Robert Carey again. This one is coming back from the first issue, where Ben's now on the run from the US Army while he's trying to control a very uncontrollable Omnitrix. Unlike the cartoon series where he would select an alien and it wouldn't necessarily be the one that he selected. This is actually glitching. So he doesn't even know how to operate the Omnitrix, really. But while he's in the middle of being an alien, it's changing him back to human and then changing him to another alien pretty much instantaneously. And it's not this is almost on verge of body horror. And so for a 10-year-old, this is very jarring. And I think that this is what's making the appeal for the comic is that it's not your it's not your kids' animated series. This is definitely for an older market. And it's probably for those kids that grew up with Ben 10 that are now in their young adult years, who are wanting something a little bit meatier out of the Ben 10 sort of property.
Well, the rest of us will never know. So,
well, I'm hoping that will change. I really am. And but again, we get our first appearance of Heat Blast in this issue, and also Cannonball, and both of these are again in a sort of an absolute way very different from the animated series. But I really love where they're going with this, and it's I'm glad that I'm one of a select few who's had the opportunity to be able to read it at the moment, because it's great. It really is well worth the read. And sorry to dig it in on everyone, but it's true.
Yeah, it must be nice. As I said, we're going to talk more about that later this episode.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
what about you?
I've been reading a lot. I've been reading quite a lot too, but I've picked out some highlights. The first one being Absolute Batman number 21, the latest issue of Absolute Batman. I won't go on about it too much because I don't want to do spoilers, but it's another great issue. One of the things that struck me about this issue is that it kind of has a little bit of everything that Absolute Batman is all about. Have you read this one?
Yes, I have. Yep.
Yeah. No, I just really thought that this sort of hit on a bunch of different factors. It had a little bit of skin crawly horror. It had some some great dialogue between some of the villains. It was sort of demonstrating the wedges that are being formed between some of the characters. It gave us more information on the Robins, which I know that I and a lot of others have been waiting for. It gave us a bit more of an idea of the dynamic within that group. Yeah, I thought it was a great issue. What did you think?
Yeah, look, I really liked it. I like how there's a level of doubt from the Robins second issue in of appearance.
Yeah.
And I can definitely see that we're, going towards something which could be quite amazing. Or at least maybe a split or a faction, group of the Robins, which is really cool. We got a really good glimpse of Two-Face and what he kind of looks like now, and how he's conflicted, but at the same time he's kind of leaning into his newfound look and temporary insanity, so to speak.
I really like this version of Two-Face because it's not so much that he's not confident in the division between his personalities. It's maybe he's just in a stage of adjustment with his psyche, but it comes across as uncertainty. And I find that really relatable. It's sort of coming across as he's having a conversation within himself, not just internally, but also externally about, I don't know how I feel about this. Do I feel this way or do I feel that way?
Yeah.
And,
which with somebody on both sides of the coin, right, would be really that way inclined anyway.
Yeah, but I'm often, I think sort of Two-Face, the evil part of Harvey Dent's persona comes across as so confident, like he's so black and white, whereas this version does seem very grey, at least at this point. And as a Two-Face fan and aficionado, I'm really enjoying that dynamic.
Yeah, 100% agree with you. And I just love where they're going. I mean, it's super exciting. I think this is the first time in the book that I'm kind of being able to predict maybe what's going to happen in the future. Okay. But other than that, I mean, this is, like I said, this is the first time out of, what are we now, 21 issues, where I haven't been able to predict. But it's only just a guess, right, with the Robins. But look, if it is, I'm really excited about that. If it's not, then, they did a really good job of, taking me up the wrong path. So
I think that if there's one thing that's certain about the Absolute Batman's story arc, is that the worst thing you could possibly do is assume that you know where it's going.
Yeah. Well, this is true. Yeah. I won't be disappointed either way, though. So
no, but I definitely hear what you're saying, and I've never been more excited for where the Absolute Batman storyline is going to go. Not just for Bruce himself, perhaps even more for other characters. I'm excited to see what happens with the Robins. I'm excited to see how Slade Wilson reacts to the events of this book. I just think that there's lots of different characters and factors in play, and I'm excited to see what comes up in the next few issues. I'm really excited to see what they've got in store for 25 because we know what comics are like with anniversary issues. I'd imagine it's going to be something significant.
I would say we'll probably have the Joker back for sure, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah. One of the other comics that I've been reading this week is a Ghost Machine comic. So from Image, Jeff Johns, The $1 Trillion Kid.
Yep.
Other way. That's the one. I really enjoyed this. I've been looking forward to this. I've been reading the sort of encyclopedia comics that they've been bringing out, which has had profiles of a lot of characters, and a lot of the characters that featured in the Ghost Machine encyclopedia are characters that I hadn't seen before, and they're all sort of debuting in this $1 Trillion Kid series. And even just reading the little bits about those characters, I've been really excited to get into this series because It looks like there's going to be a whole lot of really fun, quirky additions to the Unbelievables universe, which is the universe that the Rockefellers and Hornsby and Halo exist in, and $1 Trillion Kid does as well. And I really enjoyed this issue. It was really fascinating, especially interesting in a world where we've just had our first real life trillionaire come into existence. It's really interesting the themes that they're exploring in this book. And I think it's going to be a really interesting miniseries. I think it's 6 issues. So yeah, I was excited to read that.
It's definitely on my pull list, and I'll be probably reading it this week. So yeah, I'm glad you enjoyed that, because I'm looking forward to it. So I love the Rockefellers. So yeah.
Yeah, Rockefellers is really good, and I've really enjoyed Hornsby and Halo too. So to have that little corner of the Ghost Machine universe expanded is really exciting to me.
So before we get into your last book, because this has a direct tie-in, just wanted to highlight something that you said in last episode. We just posted that on our socials under Pulp Culture Pod. You can check it out there. And we were talking about blind bags, and you made the reference that you probably weren't going to get any blind bags.
I did say I think I did say never say never. Or something along those lines.
But you got sucked in. You're in.
I did.
You're in on the blind bag craze.
Yeah, I think I must have been tired at the end of a day or something, and they were sitting on the counter.
Right.
And,
is that what it was? Right.
Yeah,
okay.
I decided to have a go. Well, it sounds terrible, but everybody else was doing it. So.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't I bring up the visual about what you got?
Yes, I was really pleased with this result.
Yes.
Other way. You keep pointing the other way. So I got ROM number 1, which I was really pleased with. I of course already got Mask issue 1, and I read that one, so I was kind of I wasn't too bothered about whether I got a fancy variant cover for it or something. I was happy to get a fresh new story, and I really enjoyed ROM number 1. Presumably you haven't read it.
No, it's a 1 out of 10, I think, option in the blind bag.
Well, it was meant to be, but we were getting a heck of a lot of them in bags that people were opening at the shop. Yeah.
It was like Wonka's magic golden ticket, eh?
Oh no, it wasn't working out that way in our shop. But as I said, I was really pleased to get it, because it was a really great introduction to the character of Rom. I'm vaguely familiar with Rom from back in the Marvel days, but only through seeing ads in other Marvel comics. I never actually read any Rom, I don't think. But I really enjoyed this issue. It was written by Robert Kirkman. I've forgotten the name of the artist, but it was the artist who originally had done art on Void Rivals back when it started.
Oh, right. Yep.
He returned to do this issue, and it was really well done. It was a great introduction to the character of Rom, and you can sort of see where he's going to fit into the Energon universe. I'm intent on lending it to you so you can have a read, Nath.
Yeah, I definitely interested in what that looks like. I mean, I went back and, I know that we spoke about ROM last week, because we said that that it was coming up in the blind bag. And I went back and had a look, and it actually it's a Hasbro property. So that's why it's popped up all over the place. Like it was with Marvel originally, it went to IDW, and then it went back to Marvel again, and now it's come out into Skybound. So it's a Hasbro property, and it makes sense that Kirkman's got hold of it, because G.I. Joe, Transformers are both Hasbro properties as well. So I can see how he's essentially going to Hasbro and saying, okay, what properties have you got, and how can we sort of bring them into a shared universe?
Yeah.
And I think that's fantastic. So
I mean, why not? Why not use all the stuff that you've got at your disposal? But apparently there's a letter in the back of the issue from Kirkman explaining how it all sort of came about, and that was actually really interesting. I don't always read that sort of stuff, but in this case I did. And Rom's set to appear in upcoming issues of Void Rivals. Kirkman sort of outlines exactly where that's going to happen. I'm really interested. As I said, it was a really enjoyable issue. In this case, at least, I was glad I bought a blind bag. I was glad I caved and bought a blind bag. And I was really pleased with the comic that I got from it as well. I wasn't sure. As I said last week, I wasn't sure how I felt about, buying a blind bag for a comic and getting a completely different comic. Yeah. For me in this instance, it's worked out perfectly. But if I didn't already have Mask #1, I'm not sure how I would feel about it. But
okay.
As I say, in this case, it's worked out well for me.
To answer your question before in regards to the artist, it's Lorenzo De Lafici. Is that how you pronounce his name?
De Felici, yeah.
De Lafici, okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so who originally was doing Void Rivals to begin with. So it makes sense that Rom's going to sort of visit the Void Rivals book. And that was kind of what we were sort of predicting last week when we were talking about where he might sit in the Energon universe. So
I really like that as an avenue, into the rest of the Energon universe. I can't see any reason why not to slot him into that particular series. I've got to catch up on Void Rivals, but this is definitely giving me impetus to do so. So
regardless, I mean it's really exciting what they're doing. I do also have to catch up on Void Rivals. I mean, watch this space. We'll definitely be talking about it when we catch up on those books and to give you more, and hopefully we'll see Rom soon. Was there any indicator in that book that they're going to publish Rom #1, or are we going to see him in Void Rivals for a little bit and then maybe get a Rom? Or
there was no indication of that. It's a fairly self-contained story. I suspect that whatever version of Rom we get in Void Rivals won't necessarily require you to have read this issue.
Right.
So
okay.
I'm not super confident that they'll publish it independently, at least as a single issue. But I'd be surprised if they don't put it into like a Void Rivals trade or something down the track.
Yeah, gotcha.
I suspect that that's where people will be able to access it.
Yeah, okay. I understand what you're saying. All right. Well, that's pretty much it for the aisle. What we might do is we might go to a quick commercial break.
Yes, please.
When we get back, we will we'll head down to the review.
It's Batman forever. Two-Face strikes Gotham City, but the mighty flight of attack-wing Batman puts the fiendish face in his place. And in the sizzling Batmobile, Batman lights him up, making Two-Face pay twice the price. It's Batman forever. Figures and vehicles each sold separately, batteries not included.
More than heroes, they're legends. Legends of Batman. Samurai Batman strike a massive blow for justice as Silver Knight Batman cut through crime of a different time. And with Flight Pack Batman solve the riddle of crime every time. Legends of Batman. Figures each sold separately.
Well, there you go. More amazing toys from the 90s.
That Legends of Batman voiceover guy was amazing.
Yeah. We don't get enough of that in toy commercials anymore.
No.
That and kids playing with them as well. It's all CG and it's all high tech now. Maybe
they should do those sorts of voiceovers for advertising for all sorts of products.
Yeah, okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
I could definitely say that. Yeah.
Life insurance, tax accountants.
Cigarettes.
Don't know about that one. Anyway, yes, onto the review.
Yeah, let's get on to the review. All right.
What have you been watching?
What have I been watching? Yeah, I've like I said, I've definitely made good with my time, and had plenty of time to watch a few things.
Loving using your new peepers, eh?
My new peepers, yeah, absolutely. Have you watched any more Widow's Bay?
I've watched 2 more episodes. We've watched 4 in total now.
How fantastic! Right,
Yeah,
so
it's all gone pear shaped.
yeah. What was the last episode? What was it? Episode 4.
The last episode we watched was Patricia's.
Was it her party?
Cocktails party. Yeah.
Boy, that's a kooky episode, isn't it? But it's good.
There's no going back for Widow's Bay from that.
And that's the Sea Hag episode as well, isn't it? Or was that 3? That was 3.
I think that's 3. Yeah.
Yeah. Wasn't that amazing?
Yeah. Oh, they were both amazing. Literally skin crawling. But loving the show. Patricia's easily my favorite character. I think she's wonderful.
Right. Okay. So I've watched the last episode of Widow's Bay for the season.
Yeah.
I was really thrilled. Unfortunately, I guessed something a couple of episodes prior.
Yeah.
But I was really happy of that reveal. So there's some well-rounded parts to this first season. But there's a lot of doors left open for season 2.
Okay.
Great cast with Matthew Rhys, Stephen Root, Cato Flynn. But the standout for me in the episode 10 season finale would have to be Kate Callan, which is who plays Ruth. She's in this quite a bit in the last. So Ruth is his secretary, is Tom's secretary.
Is she the one that's always putting herself down, and
the older woman who keeps leaving, who leaves early and all that sort of stuff. So
his personal assistant. Yep.
Yeah, his personal assistant. Yeah, that's right. So she's in this and she's fantastic. She really is great. And it's so much so that I had the time that I actually went back and revisited the whole entire series again after I'd watched episode 10. Just because I wanted to find all the points that led up to the last episode.
Do you watch these things on like 3 times speed or?
No. I just, like I said, I had some time and
he just never sleep.
Yeah, I don't. That's the life of an insomniac, right?
Okay.
So I watched that and it's awesome. I'm really, really pleased, and I said this last week, and I'll say it again. I'm really pleased to see such an uptake in people talking about it. Even Apple TV are now really pushing it on their socials, and it's just such a delight to watch and be surprised by, and even like a second run through watching it again, there were certain aspects of it that I didn't pick up that I really enjoyed seeing. So yeah,
it seems a bit funny now. Thinking back to how we were talking about how nobody ever talks about these Apple shows. Previously, wasn't it? And I guess that happens with Apple shows occasionally. Severance, and Ted Lasso, they all get their moment in the sun.
Well, it's funny. It's funny you should say that because another show that I don't think that anybody really talks about. And I started to watch it. I watched the pilot, but then I just never went back to it. But again, because I've had some time, this other Apple TV show that I watched the entire season for was Sugar. Do you know anything about Sugar?
Yeah, I know a little bit about it, and they've been showing ads for it before Widow's Bay.
So season 2 has just dropped. Again, it's a weekly series on Apple TV. It stars Colin Farrell, who plays a private detective whose name is John Sugar, and he's investigating the disappearance of a Hollywood producer's granddaughter. Now, the reason I bring this up is because I love, sort of those private detective type of, TV series. I really love Matthew Rhys in the Perry Mason series, and love Spider-Man Noir and that. So this was right up my alley.
And you love Murder, She Wrote?
Oh, Murder, She Wrote. Yeah, I've Murder, She Wrote. I think I've watched all the way through twice now. So I'm really Columbo, another sort of series that I love watching. But yeah, Sugar's very much it's set now, but it has a very old sort of worldly sort of approach to it. Sugar has an affinity and a love for old sort of black and white films, and you can see that influences the way that he handles people, deals with situations, and so that there's a really sort of a nice sort of synergy there when it comes to that.
The ads, sorry to interrupt, but the ads sort of make it look like it's got kind of an LA Confidential sort of aesthetic.
Yeah, but set now, right? Set now.
Exactly. Yeah. But still, it's sort of got that I don't know, saturated sort of LA.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's lots of sort of sunset hues. That's what I sort of refer them as. Which was what you would expect in LA, right? It's very reds and that type of. The thing about this show is that Colin Farrell he's a great actor, right? He's a great actor, and he does a really good job of this. It's a great ensemble cast, but there's a twist in this show. This is not just your normal average private detective TV series. There is a supernatural secret as part of this. Okay. And I definitely wasn't expecting it. And I was really, really happy with that reveal that comes later in the series.
Is that in season 1 or in season 2?
In season 1. Yeah, in season 1. So I watched season 1 because I knew that season 2 was about to drop. And I've watched the first episode of season 2, and it's a follow-on, and I'm really happy where it's leading now. So, really interesting, and really well acted, but just a really nice, pleasant surprise thrown in the mix of genres. So. Yeah, I would highly recommend, if you like any of those genres, be sure to check out Sugar, which is on Apple TV. Not a sponsor, but should be.
Gotcha. Nice. As I said, there's been ads popping up before Widow's Bay episodes, so that might be another one I'll have to add to the list.
Yeah, for sure. What have you been watching other than Widow's Bay?
Well, producer Kim and I went and saw Toy Story 5 on the weekend.
Oh, nice.
We really enjoyed that. That was really, really great. Didn't disappoint in any way.
Where does it rate on the level of the series now? Would you say?
I'm not sure. I don't like to rank stuff, so I don't really know. But this one's different in that it's Jesse's movie.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's very much focused on Jesse and Bonnie and some other sort of characters rather than Buzz and Woody. There's plenty of Buzz and Woody. Definitely plenty of Buzz.
Right.
But it's very much a Jesse movie.
Right.
I'm sure you know, I'm a big Conan O'Brien fan.
Yep.
And I was excited that Conan O'Brien was going to be in this movie, voicing a potty training toy. And yeah, I sort of thought it was just going to be a small sort of part. But Conan's character is actually in this probably more than Buzz and Woody are.
Really? Wow.
Yeah. It's him and another couple of sort of toys that come along with him. One of whom is voiced by Craig Robinson. I was really impressed. Like they really used Conan to the maximum of his talents. But it's a really lovely story of Jesse. It's a real sort of emotional sequel to Toy Story 2, which is the first one we see Jesse in. It picks up on a lot of the storylines that were in that one. It was just was really well done. A really great time. I hope it does well in theaters, but I hope people check it out on Disney Plus as well, because definitely a worthy addition to the Toy Story franchise, but also I thought a really nice extension of it as well. We all love Buzz and Woody, but we've had four movies of Buzz and Woody and friends. It was nice to spend some time with Jesse, who is undeniably a lovely character, and to sort of tell some interesting stories about the role of technology in our lives and the role of technology in children's lives, and also about the ways that we relate to each other in the modern world. Toy Story 5 was great. How about you? Anything else?
Nothing else for me. I'm pretty tapped out now when it comes to shows, with watching Widow's Bay and also Sugar. So I watched 2 seasons.
When you watch Widow's Bay 3 times, it doesn't really leave you a lot of time for anything else, does it?
But it was still thoroughly enjoyable, I can assure you. So
no doubt, it's a very fun show. I'm looking forward to watching more episodes. Another thing that we watched last night was the return of House of the Dragon, the Game of Thrones spin-off. The first episode of that series was on last night. We were interrupted by a few Wi-Fi issues that made the whole experience a little bit frustrating, but I'm going to have to rewatch the episode, but we were really pleased to have that back, because we love House of the Dragon in this house. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's awesome. I've started watching it, but I'm not. I've been preoccupied with other shows.
Yes, that's well established.
Yes.
For the next thing, I'm just going to take a slight turn. One of the things that I didn't watch this week, but attempted to, was a show that you recommended to me.
Yes.
And that was My Adventures with Superman.
Yes. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, well, we sat down to watch My Adventures with Superman Season 3, Episode 1.
And you can't.
Only to realise that you'd stitch me up.
No.
Well, I mean,
I've done this twice now.
Yeah, you'd stitch me up. HBO Max had stitched me up. I was so disappointed that I could not watch this first episode of My Adventures with Superman, because it's not available on Australian TV. Or it's not available on Australian HBO Max, which I just find mind-boggling. It's clearly an HBO Max ad. It gets advertised on the back of comics coming to HBO Max, and but not in Australia, and it's not available anywhere else either. Like, as far as I can tell, I kept seeing all these, links saying it was going to be potentially available on ABC iView, and I'm like, I just want to watch this damn show. It's one of the reasons that I get HBO Max is for DC stuff. And I was so disappointed, which is why I wanted to talk to you about stitching me up with this VPN nonsense.
Yeah, well, I mean, it is what it is, right? I mean,
It might be. It is what it is. But I want to set some ground rules for in the future, right?
Oh,
'Cause
okay,
this-
right.
because
I
this
need
is-
to have a PSA before I start talking about shows. Should I?
We need to put like an asterisk or a qualifier because you got me all excited about Ben 10. You got me all excited about
My
My
Adventures
Adventures
Superman.
with Superman, and I feel like there was something else as well.
Oh, I'm sure
So-
there probably is.
So I've got demands, right?
Okay.
In future episodes, if you're going to talk about something that you're watching arguably
VPN.
illegally through your VPN,
It's not
I want-
illegal. It is completely legal. Thank you very
I'm
much.
sure it's some sort of a grey area. So what I want us to do, especially now that we're available in a video format, and you being, graphic designer extraordinaire, I want you to come up with some sort of logo or
VPN alert.
no. This is what we're gonna call it. We're not going to call it VPN alert. I've decided we're going to call it Vapid Pirate Nonsense.
Oh,
So if you want to, you can incorporate like a pirate flag or something, or a pirate ship or
yeah.
something, and before you start talking this stuff up and getting me all excited about reading something that I can't access or watching something
Sure.
that I can't watch, we've got to have our little Vapid Pirate Nonsense logo.
I don't like how you're saying "our," but sure, okay. No,
Well,
worries.
no, it is our because we're in this together, and you're the one. You're the one that's inflicting this on me. Yeah, with your because I'm not I'm not fancy enough to know how to do all this VPN nonsense. I want to make sure that for my benefit and for the other viewers and listeners in the future, if we're going to talk about something that is only available to the high and mighty 1% like you,
come on.
that we have some sort of sound effect for our audio listeners,
Right.
and a visual thing for our video watchers.
And so, what was it? What was it called? Vapid
Pirate Nonsense.
Right. Okay.
So vapid means boring. Pirate nonsense.
Nonsense. Okay. No.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you get on that, please, because before the next time you get my hopes up, you've got to come up with some sort of way of letting everybody know that you're talking about something that most of us can't watch.
Oh, okay. Is that what it is? Is it right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Good to know. I can definitely help you out with the VPN if that helps you.
With my Vapid Pirate Nonsense logo.
What?
That's all I want.
You just want the logo.
I'm going to keep watching stuff with everybody else. I'm a man of the people, unlike you.
Look, just go easy. Look, just because I'm there.
I think it's too late for that.
Just because I'm down with the kids. Well, while we've been talking,
just make sure you put that last comment in a soundbite, please.
Oh, right. Okay. All right. No worries. Well, I don't necessarily
Nate's
have
down with the kids.
Absolutely. I'll put that in one of our reels. But while we've been talking, I thought I'd just help you out here, and there you go. There's our Vapid Pirated Nonsense alert for now.
That's not bad.
Yeah, but because guess what? I've watched episode 2 of my Adventures of Superman, and can I tell you that it's better than the first episode?
Thank you for joining us this week, listeners and viewers. But this episode is over, and you haven't even spelled it right. You're right, pirated nonsense. It's Vapid Pirate Nonsense.
Oh, it's like pirated nonsense. Okay, right. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not having you put your stamp on this. This is my thing.
Okay. All right. So it's pirate nonsense. Okay. All right.
Vapid Pirate Nonsense.
Oh, okay. Not pirated nonsense. Okay. All right.
No.
Good to know. Good to know. But yeah. So yeah, I did watch episode 2.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
This is great. It's a great episode. and I look forward to you watching it when you get a chance to watch it.
Okay, so what are we doing next? We're doing the shout. Are we doing? What else have we got left?
Yeah, let's shall we? Let's get into the shout, shall we? What have you got for us, MJ?
I'm going to shout out another podcast.
Oh, okay.
I want to shout out the Film in 40 podcast, which is a podcast that I listen to on a regular basis. It's hosted by Ryan and Adam. In each episode, they talk about a different film. The original intention, I think, is to talk about it within 40 minutes. That very rarely happens. They usually go on a little bit longer than that. Sometimes on their episodes, they have a guest, and in one of their upcoming episodes, the next couple of weeks, I'm not sure when it'll be out, that guest will be me. They invited me on some time ago to talk about one of my favorite movies, and I'm going to be on there talking about The Rocketeer, which is one of my top 5 favorite movies easily. By coincidence, this week is actually the 35th anniversary of the release of The Rocketeer, which I think has worked out really nicely. But and I just wanted to let everybody know that at some stage soon I'll be appearing on an episode of the Film in 40 podcast.
How do we find them? They're just on all the podcast platforms.
Yeah, on all the podcast platforms and on the socials under Film in 40. They're on Instagram, Twitter, Blue Sky, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, check it out. But once we've got that episode in the can, I'll make sure that I give everybody further details. But I'm really excited about that because I love The Rocketeer. I love the Film in 40 podcast. It's always a really great listen. And yeah, I'm excited to be a part of it.
Yeah, that's so cool. I've got something to shout about. B from Gateway Comics got in touch with us this week, and we were having a bit of a conversation, and made me realize that they're involved with the with Make, which is coming up. You probably saw us posted on our socials earlier this week.
Very exciting.
Make is Melbourne's own annual 3-day festival of indie and alternative comics, which is showcasing Australia's wonderful comics community. So for anyone who's been to other festivals such as PCAF in Perth or Paper Cuts in Adelaide or Scamp in Sydney, Melbourne now has Make. So Make will be running from Friday the 9th of October to Sunday the 11th of October. So Friday is the Speaking in Pictures, which is a live comics reading event, which combines comics and live performances into an audio-visual feast. That's really, really interesting. And so you'll be able to watch some of the best comics creators bring their stories to life. On Saturday is the Community Day, and that's free entry for visitors, and they'll be able to spend a day learning comics, crafts, and industry knowledge with workshops and panels by creators and publishing experts, which is really cool. So if you're looking to start a comic or, wanting to get some understanding on how to improve, that's what a great day that'll be. On the Sunday is Market Day, which is also free event day, and comic creators from all over the country will be selling their comics to the general public. And this event will also be featuring workshops created and run by the folks in the comic industry. Now, exhibitor applications are open for the Market Day, are open now. And so, they're encouraging you, if you're a local comic book artist or a writer or a creator, to apply now because they will they will go fast. So makes community of volunteers, creators, scholars, enthusiasts, and retailers, and they're so excited to announce their hand to the general public over the next few weeks and months. The best way to stay up to date is by following the Make Comic Festival on Instagram. So it's Make Comic Festival on Instagram. But they'll also be sharing information through Gateway and other sources. It's going to be a huge weekend and a must attend for anybody who's interested in making comics.
When is it?
So again, that it will be on the. I've just got to go back to my notes because I completely forgot. So it's again, it's a 3-day event, and that will be featured on Friday the 9th of October until Sunday the 11th of October.
Apologies, Nathan. I didn't think that was a tricky question.
Yeah, well, I was well into my hype reel, so
yeah, you were you were maximum pump,
maximum hype. So yeah, as I said, as part of the Make community, a couple of reasons that they're involved is to show aspiring creators that comics can be made here in Australia, and that there is a rich well of talented folks all over the country, and to build up the local and indie comic scene right here in Melbourne. They really hope to see us and everyone else that Make back there in August. So really looking forward to that. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. In October. I think it's going to be a lot of fun.
Damn it! I was just about to correct you. There's a lot of excitement around this initiative, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how we can be involved in it.
Yeah, absolutely. So watch this space. We'll definitely be talking about it more in length. Hopefully, we'll get B from Gateway Comics on the show, and they can talk about it a little bit more.
That'd be great.
In a future episode when there's some more information. So they have a few big reveals with guests, which obviously they can't say at this stage. But I think after those announcements, we'll do our best to get B on to chat more about that.
That'd be great.
So that's it for the shout. If you want to let us know of something that we should be shouting about on the show, hit us up on our socials under Pulp Culture Pod. We'd love to be able to do that for you. For MJ, it costs you nothing. For me, it's 10% of your current wage, and I'm all down for that, or bribery as well.
The choice is simple, isn't it?
Yep. Pay me. Go for that. We
okay.
But yeah, we'd love to shout
not
about
what I
it.
mean. That's okay.
Yeah, no, definitely not. This is all free. We really just want to promote really good projects, and that encourages and pushes the community further into a positive trajectory. So we've made it to the end of the show. We hope you've enjoyed it. There's been a lot to talk about. And stay tuned next week when you'll hear MJ say,
I'm afraid you're just too darn loud.
Oh, what was that from?
That's Huey Lewis in Back to the Future. I know it's been a long episode, but we just talked about it.
Yeah, I love it. Well, thanks very much, everyone. Hope you have a good week, and stay fresh.
Stay pulped.